Hello everyone, I'm Jin Wu. Today I'm going to present extended agriculture vision, an extension of a large area image dataset for agricultural pattern analysis. Nowadays, acquiring a large bunch of labeled data in remote sensing and agriculture for machine learning tasks is extremely difficult. This is due to the fact that labeling those kind of datasets often requires very strong and related domain knowledge. While researchers still devoting a large amount of effort to create new supervised and unsupervised datasets. Another branch of focus is about application of self-supervised learning method. In this paper, we are trying to address this issue from both of those two practices. First, we release extended agriculture vision dataset. Based on that, we benchmark contrastive learning approaches on downstream classification and semantic segmentation tests. Extended agriculture vision is composed of two parts. First, a full-field version of a self-supervised agriculture vision dataset. Second, unlabeled raw images for unsupervised pre-training. On the right-hand side, here is an illustration of a full-field images. With such a huge full-field images, we crop the images into much smaller tiles or patches. With the cropped images, we can conduct various kinds of experiments. However, if we map the cropped images back to the original space of the full-field images, we can notice some geo or spatial relationship among them. For example, the distance between the first cropped images and the second cropped images is going to be much smaller when compared with the distance between the second and the third images. We release extended agriculture vision in a full-field version to encourage researchers to explore such a kind of spatial and geo informations. For the unsupervised part, it has a total of 3,600 high-quality raw images, with an average size of 15 by 15,000 pixels. It covers 1,200 fields across the US. In other words, for each field, we have 3 images are captured at a different time. Following the work of agriculture vision dataset, each image consists of RGB and NIR channel, with a resolution as high as 10 centimeters per pixel. We use contrastive learning to pre-train the backbone and benchmark the downstream classification and semantic segmentation task. While contrastive learning shows superior result for natural images in computer vision communities, with minimal modifications, such a contrastive learning method may work well on remote sensing images. However, this is not guaranteed due to the large domain gap. Meanwhile, the property of the remote sensing is not fully explored. To address these issues, we first investigate about the nature of the extended agriculture visions. One of the most property of the nature of the dataset is the temporal information. On the right-hand side, we demonstrate the same field but captured at different times. With exact the same semantic meanings, we still see the differences between them as they are captured at different time frames. If we use such a kind of differences into the contrastive learning module, we can definitely provide more semantic information into the models. Through the data, revisiting the temporal information can serve as an additional dimension of the variations beyond the spatial information. Therefore, we can continue to design additional 3 subspaces in contrastive learning modules, which are invariant to temporal augmentations, artificial augmentations, or both of those 2 variations. We hope such a kind of multi-hit structures can further boost the performance of contrastive learning in those downstream tasks. Except for those temporal contrast, another important property of extended agriculture vision is low-level semantic meanings. That's to say, the low-level semantic meaning is more abundant. Objects of interest tend to be very small, high in number, and possess complex organic boundaries. Therefore, we hope the contrastive learning modules to put more emphasis on the contrast task in the low level. To realize such idea, we adapt the Pixel-to-Propagation Module, which is originally designed for SimCLR into MoCo. The reason we use MoCo as a base framework is because we want to ensure the training is accessible and achievable for all of the researchers, and the computation is friendly enough. If we combine the instance-level contrastive learning and the low-level contrastive learning, we hope that such a framework gonna benefit more about the downstream task. We report the result of the linear probing protocols in the following. We conduct the experiment in terms of different backbones, including ResNet 18, ResNet 50, and Swin Transformer. We also report the result of different percentage of labeled data. As we can see from the figure, our MoCo with pixel propagation modules can always achieve the best result, regardless of the percentage of labeled data and the type of the backbones. Following that, we also conduct experiment and report the result of the nonlinear probing protocols, which is less common. However, the result is quite similar to what we see in the linear probing result. Pixel propagation modules again achieve the best result. To demonstrate the transferabilities of our proposed modules or pre-trained backbones, we unfreeze the backbones to this classification task. While pixel propagation modules achieve the best result, Swin Transformer give the best result compared with the ResNet-based backbones. That's to say, when we unfreeze the backbones, Swin Transformer can be more powerful in this learning task. Except for those classification tasks, we continue to conduct a downstream experiment about semantic segmentations. When we freeze the backbone, MoCo with pixel propagation modules again achieve the best result. However, when we unfreeze the encoder part for this semantic segmentation task, the best performance is achieved by either by the original MoCo or by the MoCo with pixel propagation module. Additionally, we make a fair comparisons with the result of the first version of agricultural vision dataset and our proposed unit-based semantic segmentation models. Notably, for this semantic segmentation task, we only consider 8 classes for fair comparisons. As our model is more naive and use less number of parameters, our model is still able to achieve better results when compared with previous research. This is due to the fact that extended agricultural vision dataset incorporate more semantic meaning in an unsupervised way. With that, we continue to conduct experiments in a broader remote sensing communities. We explore the downstream tasks include fine-grained semantic segmentation tasks and the land cover classification task on Euro-ACT. Generally speaking, our extended agricultural vision dataset can always introduce additional information in the learning and benefits the final result. Thank you all for the listening.